Hey.
Hi there.
I'm just sharing with all of my people that I pretend are my friends on Facebook that we're about to go on. Ashley and I had never met before, and we're here chatting. I pressed the button, so now you're on my story with all of my Legoland experiences from yesterday.
Awesome.
So, Ashley, tell me. Let's do an intro. Tell me the Ashley story. Beginning before real estate, like where you were at, what you made you, kind of get in, and before, like, to make this fun for everybody. Ashley still has a full-time job, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Still has a full-time job, and you have closed. You started in. Tell me.
I started in October of 2020.
October of 2020. So that's November, December, January, February. So that's like 9 months. And
Yep.
then today you have closed how many deals?
I've closed 2.
It's amazing. And then you told me something else that was also amazing. What else is going on besides those 2 deals that you closed?
I have 5 in escrow currently right now. So hopefully this, next one will close next week. Fingers crossed.
Wow, congratulations. That is so cool. And look at how much energy you have from your fans. I mean, this is super cool. Look at everybody partying here. So again, we're gonna get to Ashley. This isn't about me at all. I don't even like hearing myself talk. So Ashley's gonna give away 3 $200 coupons of GeoPoint data, because we're here to talk about GeoPoint data. And Ashley, what data company do you use?
I use GeoPoint for all my data.
I didn't even ask her to say that, So we're here about GeoPoint data. Ashley uses GeoPoint data, full-time job, 2 deals in escrow since starting in October. No, 6 deals in escrow since starting in October. 2 deals closed, 6 deals currently in escrow since starting in October with GeoPoint data. So Ashley's going to give away 3 $200 coupons, free coupons to GeoPoint data. And so, Ashley, we typically do that for the people that have shared and brought in the most people, but you've already brought in a bunch of people here, so I can see we want more help. Like Ashley's message is worth hearing for those that want to try to figure out another way. The real estate market's hot and crazy and hard to make money in, even so hot, crazy, hard to make money, and Ashley's figured it out. So share with your friends. Let's give Ashley some love, and then Ashley will give the love back at the end for the people that have shared with their friends. So yeah. So Ashley, elevator pitch. Tell me a story.
All right. So as you mentioned, yes, I do still have a W-2. It wasn't until during the pandemic, everyone's working from home, trying to, figure out what to do next and all that. So my husband's actually the one who had the let's, get into real estate, but it was right before the pandemic. It was, us being landlords, let's buy and holds. The pandemic hit, just the unpredictability of what's going to happen with our jobs. So we thought, probably best not jump into that right now. Thankfully, we didn't lose our jobs. But then, YouTube University, my husband actually came across, wholesaling. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna get into it. And he kind of, was trying to tap into it. And then I think once it got to, a certain part of the business, he was like, no, I think you'll be good at this. Yeah. And I had no idea what wholesaling was. So I was watching, a triple threat with Chris Jefferson, Nas, and Max Maxwell. And I was just like, how are people making money doing this? So kind of just heard all their stories, dove into YouTube University, and just fell in love with it ever since then. And it's become like my second passion.
Wow. That is super cool. So then a full-time job, I assume, sometimes is 40 hours a week. It's sometimes more than that. What you don't have to go and specifically say where you work for, but like, what is general line of work? How much creative space do you have going to to the man, and how much creative energy has to go over to the man, and how much creative energy do you have left for what you're building?
So my job, it's essentially, I'm a funds analyst. So it's very critical. And
so you're really smart is what that's.
No.
For those that are listening, she's really smart. So she's got that going for her.
No, not at all. Just like everybody else. My job can be a little stressful. Thankfully, because of COVID, I've been able to work from home. But they started, kind of trying to bring people back into the workforce in person, which has been fine. But now that I'm going to physical work, it's taking up a lot of my time. I can't bring any of my, personal belongings into work. So once I'm in work, I'm shut off from the world. So, that kind of puts a damper. And so it's literally as soon as I get off of work, I'm on my phone checking, who do I need to call? Who do I need to text? Who do I need to follow up with? I literally will sit in the parking lot for a good 20 minutes when I get off of work to just try and catch up and who do I need to hit right now?
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, my job takes up, quite a bit of my headspace, but once I'm back, back to civilization, I dive right back into it. I'll stay up all night long to do some administrative stuff, to like buy more data.
Of course, yeah, thank you.
So yeah, I use once the families kind of wind down, everyone goes to bed, I just jump right back into it.
Yeah, because you have your passion and then you're working. I mean, like a lot of people have, how does she do it? I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. But like when it's your passion, it's not a have to anymore. It's a want to. I want to do this. I want to figure out whatever your goal is. And maybe it's not even quit your job. Maybe it's just saying, hey, listen, I want to buy a Porsche. I want to go to, Tahiti one day. I don't know, whatever your goal is. If that's your passion, then work towards your passion. But it's obvious that you're loving this. So do you have a goal? Is there, I want to do this, and this, and then I would do this full time, or is this going to be a part-time gig for you for forever?
So this is something I've gone back and forth, some of my peers and my husband included,
Sure.
I've been trying to toying with the idea. I want to do it full time, 100%, but I feel like I have the leverage to still do both.
Yeah.
I personally don't feel like I'm at where I should be in my business to take that leap of faith yet, but I have those kind of goals where once I reach those certain milestones, I can start the transition to kind of see what it looks like, but I'm not there yet. Once I can consecutively bring in those deals, then yeah, I'll be ready to do that. But until then, if I can still do both, it's a great paying job. So,
Heck yeah. And I love the message so much, because like a lot of the gurus are saying, hey, you got to dive in 100% and there's nothing else but this. And a lot of people need that in their headspace, like burn the bridges, burn the ships, right? So you have to burn the ships for a lot of people mentally to be able to do two things. And those are the same people that are limiting themselves by saying, hey, how is she working a full-time job? And do you have kids?
Yeah, me and my husband have 3 kids. It's a juggling act around here.
I mean, there are no excuses left, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, all right, so 3 kids, a husband. I know how needy I am. I imagine he's something like me, right? And so then a full-time, taxing job. I mean, that takes a lot of brain power to be able to focus on things that are high-level finance, right? And then building a business and being successful at that. That's congratulations. That's
thank you.
Next level, amazing. So there's the Ashley elevator pitch, and so let's talk about strategy. So you only have maybe 10 or 20% of your life space available total. So you've really narrowed down to like the purposeful moments in this business. So let's talk strategy.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a big planner. I usually will have my day planned out. The days I go into work, my days, I try to work a little bit in the morning before I head off to work. Once I'm there, I'm tapped into that. As soon as I get out, like I mentioned, I'm hitting the ground running, like what I need to do. The days I
don't know if they heard it, but this is no longer a COVID friendly job. This is, you have to go in and you actually got to do your job in front of a computer. So it's not like, yeah, you're on. Okay. Keep going. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Once I'm at work, that's it. That's where I'm at. That's my one that has all of my focus. The days that I work from home, obviously I can juggle, I can do both. And I try to leverage as much, in between meetings or, if it's a little slow, I try to just, keep things rolling. I'm big, like I said, I lean on texting heavily because
okay. So primary channel is SMS. Got it.
Yeah, SMS. I kind of use that to qualify any of my leads. If someone's motivated, I'm jumping on the phone with them as soon as possible. But honestly, the biggest thing that I leverage is networking with other people. So I'm part of Chris Jefferson's coaching program.
And he's such a stand-up actor.
You.
Yeah. Totally. So, what is it? What does he call it? I don't remember the name.
Oh, we call it the U.
The U. Yep. Okay, the U. So you're part of the U.
Yeah.
And so you're a Duru. Okay, yeah. Now I know the tag. You're a Duru. You're part of the U. Got it.
Right.
And so SMS part of the U, and keep going.
And networking. I found markets that I want to work in, and I found peers who I believe are dominating in those markets. And honestly, we do joint ventures together. I have my primary markets that I work with other people. I have people who will tap in with me to help them get their first deal, or just help them bring their deal to the finish line. If it's me finding the buyer, if it's helping them, lock up the purchase agreement. I'm here to help people in any way of their business. So I've kind of built my business around networking with other students or anyone who's in wholesaling. So honestly, I feel like that's how I've been able to get to the point where I'm at, is because I'm helping find out, how can I be a service to you? What is your strengths or your weaknesses, and how can I supplement that so we can make your business successful as well?
And we didn't meet 5 minutes before we started talking, so I don't actually know any of these answers. But I imagine that you bring resources in, like lead generation, to these partnerships. Is that fair?
Oh yes, most definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So you bring in the lead generation, and then you probably help with the disposition side, I assume, getting rid of the properties, selling the properties. Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. There's some people who will bring me a deal and it's already, locked up with the seller. So they just need help, dispoing it. So I'm happy to do that as well.
Yeah, good for you. So then the networking, so you're good at creating leads. You built a network of people, and you have the financial resources to have the longevity to play the game. But you started in October. When did it start to feel right?
Probably not till December. October, I was still,
December.
Yeah, probably took a good 2 months for me to kind of, get my feet wet, figure out, because it was a brand new world to me. I had no idea what wholesaling was. So it probably took me a good 2 months to just, get my feet. I think I got my first contract on my birthday in December. So I was like, happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I felt proof of concept. One of those deals didn't go through. I ended up having to cancel it. But the other one actually was able to bring it to the finish line. But, I'm a believer now that the more you have in escrow, because at least half of them aren't going to go to closing. Yeah. So, that's the way to just keep the deal flowing.
That's right. Good for you. So that's really cool. And then tell me about, so your SMS primarily, do you have any expansion plans to go outside of SMS, or you're happy with what's your next step? Like, everybody has a next step, and it might not be quitting the job. Oh, I wanted to say, most of the gurus, the durus even, are saying, hey, you have to take all of your mental energy and put this into something else or something new, but you're not doing that. You're just saying, hey, this deserves, in my strategy of life, this deserves this amount of my time. And so you're putting that inside of that box. And I imagine with 3 kids and a husband and real responsibilities, if it goes out of that box, you don't do it anymore. So your expansion plans are related to your own ability to do what you need to do. But what would be next?
So next step, which I'm still trying to vet out a few companies, is I do want to hire a VA. Because I still believe SMS is great. However, the money is talking to actual physical people.
Completely agree.
So I'm using the SMS to help me vet these leads, right? If they're motivated. But my next goal is to go ahead and hire a VA here soon. My peers been telling me for the longest, I've been dragging my feet because I'm
It
like,
works.
I don't feel like training someone. I don't have the bandwidth to even train, but I'm like, literally, I'm going to have to do it. So that is my next step. But however, the people that I JV with, they have time to cold call. So, you know what I'm saying? I trust them. We have a great working partnership. So it works out well. So, if they can cold call, we're in, exchanging leads back and forth. So that's how I've been, able to make sure I'm working with people who, we can provide a service to each other. So that's kind of how I've built my business.
It's fun. It's there's a buzzword in the Silicon Valley and all these entrepreneurial books, but it's providing a platform, right? And so if you can become a platform, then you're creating energy. You're attracting people to you, and that platform becomes the movement. And then you can take a small section of your life and hit it hard. But like everybody has their own capabilities. So inside of your business plan, what is your sweet spot? Are you doing everything? Are you locking up deals? Are you negotiating with homeowners? Are you sending out? Are you pressing the buttons? What are you doing in that workflow?
Honestly, it depends. So like, for instance, in the Baltimore market that I work, I have a partner out there. Let's shout out to Latoya. Her and I, we do both. We're, marketing the leads, and it is kind of like whoever locks it up, that person's going to dispo it. So that's the kind of partnership that her and I have.
That's cool.
For my Southern Virginia market, shout out to Dalen. Him and I have the same thing. We're hitting the same list, and whoever locks it up, that other person is going to dispo.
Wow.
And then for my New Orleans market, my girl Kiara, she just had a baby, so I know she's not here.
Congratulations, Kiara. Yeah, she'll watch it, I'm sure. She better watch it. I mean,
she better. I'm gonna get her later.
Yes. Kiara, if you end up listening to this, my wife owns a company called LoveMajka.com, Love Majka. So we would love to give you it's a protein shake for expecting and lactating mothers, and so we'd love to give you one of those. Send us over the address and we'll make sure we get you that.
Oh, look, I appreciate y'all. Look at y'all.
Of course. So she's in New Orleans, you said?
Yep, she's in New Orleans. So she's the boots. She meets with the sellers, does the open house, meets with the buyers. You know what I'm saying? And for her and I, we've worked together the longest. We're both involved and intertwined in the business. However, and then the last market I'm working is Tampa, Florida. Shout out to Murdoch. He's the boots on the ground. And for me, it's more so me just locking it up because he knows all the buyers down there. So I have my markets that I work. I have my go-to people. And then as far as anyone else, they know like I'm willing to JV anywhere throughout the US, and we'll just see what's the best fit for that contract.
That's fantastic. So there's people in the background watching, and I'd like to give out a $200 gift card to GeoPoint Data from Ashley. And so I don't know who has been sharing and who has been helping, but as a reminder, we're giving out $200 of GeoPoint Data, which is what Ashley used to build her business. So if you're interested in winning that, if you're sharing and bringing people in, then we'd love to give away some money. So that's amazing. So the next step is hiring a virtual assistant. The concern or the constraint becomes, well, do I have enough time to manage or train or do all this? And so like that's impactful in and of itself, because most people don't realize that, oh, well, I'm hiring a company and that company is going to train or assist my VA. And then all of a sudden, I mean, none of those things are real. Like if you're the only person that's going to make anything happen in your business, right? So that's it. Then there's no hiring someone, and like you probably have a more financial resources than many people that are listening to us right now, and you have opportunities, but like the grind is the grind no matter what, right?
Absolutely.
So it's just fun. I'm excited. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up just as a sidebar is that the energy that a woman brings to this business is fun. Like the women have the capability to do more things than the men could ever dream of doing at the same time, because they can, their brain is charged to be able to take care of the kids and take care of the family and all the other things at the same time. So it's just so cool that, because I heard a couple women's names ping off in those markets that you were talking about. So it's amazing. So tell me about, somebody told me that you were trying to do a woman movement, or you're working with women. So tell me anything that you want to say about that piece of it.
Yeah. So I'm just, to your point, I really feel like, we can really overtake this business. Like, we can dominate this business. I mean, we're just trying to, get into the game. Guys been doing it for who knows how long, but I feel like the women are really starting to, make that push. Yeah. So with it, to Gladia's point, so in Chris's group, myself, Jasmine, and Deandra, we created this Ladies of the U, and it's a network that is with, people that are in Chris's group, that it's women only. And, there is a no holds bar. We talk about anything real estate related, personal, like you name it. We, we have our hot topics, of course, we're about business. So we have our Q&A sessions, but I really saw a need, because, we would be in these RIA groups or on these coaching calls, or, like all these other pages, and it's very male dominated. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, there's women out here killing it. So I feel like women would feel more comfortable at least, at the beginning, for us to kind of have our own space to kind of, share our wins, share our losses. And I feel like it's really gave a boost to our community. And now women are starting to be more vocal, and I'm loving it. And I'm just happy that, we were given the opportunity to be able to showcase women, because a lot of them are, not to say men don't, it's a
judgment. We're ego-driven assholes. Like, you can say it, doesn't matter to me. I'm cool.
Yeah, y'all will let a deal fall through. The ego goes in the way. And I'm like, no, we need to regroup.
Yes, it's an absolute truth. I see it every single day. And in fact, that's where a lot of my opportunity comes from, is a lot of stupidity out there. It's just like, hey, that's pretty stupid. Let me figure out how to do it.
Exactly. I mean, and I just feel like, it's to show women it's possible. You don't have to, it doesn't matter your background. If you're passionate about it and you can build the foundation and just utilize your resources, literally, like, we can run this business. We can be unstoppable. It's just, the support is there. Just got to be able to, be willing to put yourself out there.
It's cool. It's super cool. So that's amazing. And so inside of your group, how often are you guys meeting on a daily, weekly, monthly? Are you guys, is it Facebook inside of the Facebook, or tell me how you guys do that?
So he has like a separate platform that we use for any paid members. We used to meet bi-weekly. Well, actually, it started off as bi-weekly, and then we were kind of planning like, oh, we'll meet for 2 hours. Well, it exceeded that. Like, we went on for hours and hours. Yeah. So we're like, okay, there's a need. Let's meet bi-weekly. But now we're at once a month, because he kind of restructured how his program is. So they kind of broke us up a little bit differently in the region. So everyone kind of gets more one-on-one. But yeah, so the women meet, once a month, but we have like a group chat. So, we still talk to each other. Yeah. But they're just our ladies on a day.
I think that's kind of one of the things, is that whether you're in Chris's audience or not, or whether you buy GeoPoint data or not, I mean, all of us say that we're willing to help, but we actually are, like, it's not really, that's not being facetious. It's not us just using lines, but like, I'm shocked every time someone from like, what's the Clubhouse, reaches out from me when I'm on Clubhouse on the thing. They're like, oh, you actually took me up on that offer? Really? All right, great. Sweet. And so right. For everyone at home, and hopefully the kids that just had a baby and say, I'm never going to be able to do this, but 3 kids and your partner just had a baby, and your partner's still your partner. So, yeah, congratulations. Super cool.
No, thank you. Thank you.
I pinged these guys and said, who should we give? Monica Rumley.
Yay, Monica.
Ashley would like to give Monica Rumley, $200 from GeoPoint Data. Dom, is there anyone else out there that's that we're supposed to be giving some money to? He'll ping me back. So
Okay.
the reach out. How do people find you on wherever? Are you on social media? Do you do those things?
I do. So I'm on Instagram. It's Ash Johnson _31. I'm on Facebook
right now. Ash Johnson
_31.
I'm gonna write it down because it takes. I don't even know how to use Instagram. I'm that old. You know? Ash Johnson 431. I'll remember that one.
No, _31.
_31. Ash Johnson.
I mean, you can only imagine there's a million Ashley Johnsons on there.
Yeah, that's true. Johnson _31. Cool. Well, I will definitely find you. And anyone that was inspired by Ash today is definitely reach out and ping the offers on the table, right?
Right, exactly.
We're giving, we're also going to give, do you know either of these people, Ashley? Sterling Cuffey?
Yep.
Yeah? All right. We're going to give $100 to Sterling Cuffey, and we're going to give another $100, to Tess Knifel.
Yep.
Kiffel?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
It goes by Tess.
Yeah, you don't know. I don't know. How bad did I butcher that last name?
I'm not going to butcher it back, but I just call him Tess.
There you go. All right, Tess. Hey, congratulations, man. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out, Sterling and Tess, and who else did we give? And Monica. So Ashley, I'd love to get together with you offline and just chats and see if there's anything that we might be able to do on the backside. For everyone that's listening, we have put the past 18 months into building some really ninja data machines that goes through all of these data across the United States of America and says, oh, okay, well, this person's more likely to sell, or this person's more likely to sell. And we have a list called at-risk landlords and at-risk landlords. And so basically it's absentee owners that have a propensity, is the word we like to use, or they model to have higher than usual, higher than normal people credit card debt, maybe higher than they should have a credit card debt, and or they've gone online and looked for money, right? And so we take those 2 points and then we put it all with the GeoPoint data, normal data, and we're excited for people to reach out and find this data list because we've had some really great success from people, and I'd love to talk to you about that. And if you guys are interested, Dom, maybe if in the private chat, what's the best way to get a hold of Dom if you're interested in communicating about data or what data might be able to do for your business? Dom, if you want to ping, the best way to get a hold of, maybe it's at Dag Social. I see his. I think maybe it's at Dag Social on Instagram, but I'm sure he'll ping us. Oh, at GeoPoint Data on Instagram, Facebook. Those are probably easy, right?
Right. Sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure they can find us there, right? And maybe you could go to my website and find GeoPoint Data. I don't know. That's what Dom says. GeoPoint Data contact us page is the best way to find Dom. And so appreciate you hanging out today, Ash.
I appreciate you guys for, having me. Like I said, I spend a lot of money on data. I honestly get so excited when I see an email come through with the promo code. I'm like, oh yes, I need to go buy a new list. Even if I just bought one, I still go buy another list.
Thank you for being on our team, my friend. I appreciate that very much. And when there's so many people struggling to figure out how to do it, and you've had such amazing success just since October to now. There's a couple, key things: planning and being a part of Chris Jefferson's university and GeoPoint Data. But what would be the message you would leave with the people that are trying to figure it out and just haven't gotten over that hump, or they haven't, whatever you were struggling with in those first 3 months? What could you deliver? What energy can you give to our new friends?
The biggest thing I would say is consistency, and it's whatever that looks like for your day-to-day life. I mean, there's some people who can dive into this, and give it 10 hours a day. Maybe you only have a block of time, and there's no right or wrong amount of time, but whatever that time is for you, you just have to make sure you're consistent at it. And of course, at the nighttime when you can't necessarily talk to sellers, reach out to them, there's some type of administrative part of your business that you can work on. If it's, cleaning your data, purchasing data, learning, always should be a student of learning. That's the biggest thing. And the other thing I will, kind of leave everyone with is there's no set time on when you should get your first deal. Some people, it takes them years, and that's okay. I just don't want people to, do this whole, I saw I should get my first deal in a month. Like, that's a unicorn. I locked my first 2 up within a month and a half. However, one didn't make it to closing.
Yeah.
It's the reality of it. There are going to be issues because too many people are intertwined in it. You got the sellers, you got the buyers, or you could have tenants, or then there's the title company. It's anything could happen. So just control the deal as much as possible. There's no set time on when you should get your deal. You just have to be consistent.
Love it. That's it. What a great message. Ashley, thank you so very much again.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
It's been wonderful. And yeah, I'd like to follow up maybe next week and offline and talk about other things that we might have that might be helpful for your infrastructure. And look forward to talking again soon.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
All right.